Hey everybody, welcome to the Jim Masters Show live, beaming all around the world, simulcasting on YouTube at Jim Masters TV and Facebook at Jim Masters TV. Hope you guys are doing well from all across the United States, Canada, our audience watching in Europe, as well as Asia, Australia, Africa. It's amazing where people come from when they discover this entertainment lifestyle talk show series. It's pretty cool. And as many of you know, I'm a professional television radio host, voiceover artist, actor, journalist, writer, producer, stage MC. And we launched this show, the Jim Masters Show Live, 15 weeks ago. And it's been extraordinary, true blessing and true joy to be able to do this work and have an opportunity to engage with all of you, with our amazing guests from television and music and film, Broadway, Hollywood, as well as science and health and wellness and chefs and sports and so much more. And sometimes we take you on location too, and sometimes we do food. And this show is a little of something for everybody. And we're very excited tonight because we have an inspirational person on the show who's not only extraordinarily talented, but he's so passionate about life and passionate about what he does. And his story is, we were just chatting before we went live with the show. He's got such an incredible and unique story. It truly is like living the American dream to come from, a situation where things didn't look like they were going to go in any positive direction, and to be able to not give up on yourself and not give in, and then have something as extraordinary as going on national television and winning America's Got Talent and getting $1 million and, the adulation of millions of people because of his fortitude, his inspiration, his passion, as much as his incredible voice and his talent, which just knocked the socks off the judges. He was on the 6th season of America's Got Talent on NBC, and his name is Landau Eugene Murphy Jr. And even beyond that, I know a lot of people know him from that monumental, program. But in addition to that, he has carved out such an extraordinary career, put out a book, put out music, just recorded more recently. He's got a Christmas album out. He's appeared all over the world. He's done so much, raised millions of dollars for charity. I mean, his story is really extraordinary. When a lot of people, go on a show like that, sometimes they just disappear and that's it. They're gone. You don't really see much of them. He's out there and he's cranking and he's really connecting with people. And there's something about his personality, as a host myself, I know what that means as far as having, an opportunity to relate to people. And he's got this personality that draws people in. He's so laid back. He's so calming. But underneath that exterior is this fire and passion to make a difference in people's lives, even speaks with kids as well. So we're going to welcome him in just a minute to the show. It's good to have you with us. As always, you know what we do here on the show? We go Hollywood here, we go big. So we have our little drink here and and we toast to you and you and you and you, and we welcome you to the Jim Masters Show Live. Hope you got your drink of choice, whatever that may be. And we got a cast of characters here. We did a nostalgic week and we went back to childhood. So, I put these characters on the show and so many of you said, hey, I love this. This is something different. I don't see a lot of stuff like this. This show makes me feel good and positive. And, we have a lot of levity. We call it light, levity, and love. Or I sort of stumbled a couple of weeks ago and we created the word lovity, which was really cool. And then all of the viewers around the world said, keep that word lovity. I like that word. So we use that now. Who else likes it? Is George Burns. He's here. He's sort of like my Ed McMahon. He's sort of like our cast of characters. If I don't put him on the show, everybody starts mentioning in comments, where's George? So George is here, putting smiles on your faces. Also, we got Jeannie here. She's in her bottle. I just popped out of the bottle. I had dinner with her tonight, if you believe that. She's in there. She smiles at you, too, in the Genie bottle. And some of the others. We got the Silver Lab here, too. We got him on a TV shoot when we were in Europe. And everybody's fallen in love with Silver. Pretty cool dog, huh? We keep him around here. This is the home studio we built 15 weeks ago for the show. And everybody has fallen in love with Silver, all the guests, all the viewers. So If I don't put him on the show, everybody's like, where is he? And then the last cast characters, you got Jimmy here. Kind of cool, huh? Especially with what we've been going through the last several months here. That puts a smile on your face. And he's a happy clown. You don't have to be, if you're afraid of clowns, he's a good one. He was a childhood toy, actually, and held up pretty well. And we still have Gilligan coming. That's right. Remember, we had Dreamer Denver on with that incredible interview a couple of weeks ago. Dreamer Denver was here, and she saw all these cast characters. She fell in love with it. And she says, you got to have a Gilligan on there. So we got Gilligan being shipped to us, and Gilligan will be here soon. And as always, to put some smiles on your face and to inspire you, we got some lights, camera, action for you when we start the show. So let's do it, everybody. Lights, camera, action. Welcome to the Jim Masters Show Live. Again, none of this can I do in my professional work on television or radio. So we're having fun here with this show. Good to see everybody. We'll welcome a couple of viewers from all around the world. Again, we have viewers in South America and Barcelona, Spain, and you better believe it, all over the place. Hi, everyone. Hope you're having a fantastic day. Crystal Nolan, good to see you in Connecticut. Looking forward to an awesome show. Absolutely. Landau is here. Made it. Hello, Jim and everyone. Mary Bishop, good to see you here as well. And hi, everyone. Renee in Iowa. Hope you guys are doing okay. You had that hurricane-type storm that came in there, did all that damage. Hope you guys are hanging in there. Blessings to you in Iowa. How's it going? Hi, all the lovities. Everybody's a lovity now on the show. All the viewers and now the guests are called lovities too. It's kind of cool, this sort of world we've created here. Merlin watching in Ontario, Canada, in Innerkip, Ontario, Canada. Ralph Lampkin here watching from Indiana. Good to see you, Ralph. Linda watching from Florida. Hey, Mr. Loverty. That's what you guys call me. I think you can call our guest Mr. Loverty too, because again, everything he does is with love and soul. So he's now a Loverty too, Landau. He's part of the Loverty Hall, as you guys call it. Linda from Florida, and Christopher is here. Christopher is here toasting with some Cabernet, I guess, in Ohio. That sounds pretty good. Got a lot of comments coming in from people all over the place. Christine Fairwood. Hey, Jim and all the lovities here. She's in Connecticut. Jennifer Barry's here. Good to see you, Jennifer. And on. Everybody here with great comments and more coming in. So we're going to start the show. Marsha's here from Raleigh, North Carolina. Good to see you, Marsha. Welcome. Nice to see you watching on Facebook. We're simulcasting on YouTube at Jim Masters TV and Facebook right now. Christine is here as well. She's always with us. Good evening, Jim, and all the lovities and all. Thank you very much. I love it. I love it. I love it. Good to have you here as well. So how's everybody doing? I hope everybody is doing well. Hope you guys, are hanging in there. I hope you're smiling. I hope things are okay today. And I'm going to put some smiles on your face with a great conversation and maybe even a little music with our unbelievable guests. And we're very excited to have him here on the show. Again, if you know about him, then you know how talented he is. If this is the first time you're hearing about him, well, you are in for an incredible treat as well, because he's absolutely amazing. Our very special guest, Landau Eugene Murphy Jr. He's really, really talented. And again, he's very spirited as well. He first burst onto the national conscious and scene as the Sinatra and soul singing sensation for season 6 as the winner of NBC TV's America's Got Talent, with his incredible voice, undeniable charisma, and unparalleled showmanship. A decade later, he's still going strong. When you see him in concerts, they say it's like a revelation. Backed by his dynamic Landau big band, you always hear swinging arrangements of great American songbook classics from the crooners themselves, like Sinatra and Dean Martin and Nat King Cole, along with a dusting of that special Motown magic that is sure to move your feet and make you sing along. And after the show, you always have the opportunity to meet Landau too when he has the shows as well. Now, his story is really, really like an American dream. It really is living the American dream, because he was born not in, the most wealthy of circumstances. It was actually like an extreme poverty situation in the Appalachian coal fields of southern West Virginia. And his parents split when he was in elementary school, and he was actually shipped off to Detroit in the middle of the night. He woke up in the Motor City's notorious gang and drug-riddled 7 Mile neighborhood, same area where Eminem hails from. And Landau likes to say that he went from almost heaven to little Baghdad overnight after a series of, trying to find work and, stuff that goes on in your life. He eventually found himself, believe it or not, homeless and actually sleeping in his car. And I believe it was a Cutlass, like a 74 Cutlass. And, his voice really became his calling card. He said he loved to play basketball in Detroit. And the guys were good. Some of them actually went on to the NBA, but they were in the hood. It was really nothing to see guns drawn on the court after the game. So to keep people cool and laughing, when he'd dunk on someone, he'd sing Frank Sinatra and he'd whip up something like Fly Me to the Moon, and everyone then would cool off and relax and laugh and actually put the guns away. Eventually, that one-of-a-kind voice would lead him back to West Virginia to perform for local charities and nursing homes, which was really beautiful work. Now at the end of his rope, Landau tied a knot and pulled himself back up, which again is really amazing. He didn't give up on himself. He actually auditioned for NBC TV's America's Got Talent. At first he was hesitant because he thought, hey, these shows, do they really, they could poke fun at people. But hey, he said, you know what the heck, I'll give it a shot. Thousands of others auditioned. After months of competition, he emerged the winner, scoring $1 million, a recording contract in America's Hearts, and he's never looked back. Landau's Columbia Records debut album, That's Life, reached #1 on the Billboard Jazz charts and was followed by Christmas Made for Two, Landau, and his latest, Landau Live in Las Vegas, recorded during a performance at the legendary Caesars Palace. He's also made dozens of TV appearances, including The Today Show, The View, CNN, Fox and Friends, The Talk, Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade, the Hollywood Christmas Parade, and more. He's performed all over the world, from China to New York City, Los Angeles to Europe, where he's had the honor to perform for U.S. servicemen and their families stationed there. He sung the national anthem prior to games for the L.A. Lakers, Washington Wizards, New York Rangers, Baltimore Orioles, Oklahoma City Thunder, Washington Nationals, and his beloved West Virginia University Mountaineers during a nationally televised home game. He's helped raise millions of dollars for charities, many in his home state of West Virginia, where he serves on the board of directors for the Children's Home Society of West Virginia and was named West Virginian of the Year by the governor's office and the state's largest newspaper. He actually wrote a book, too, From Washing Cars to Hollywood Stars, featuring his amazing story, which reached #1 on Amazon. His Live in Washington, D.C. at Bethesda Blues and Jazz concert DVD was a bestseller, and he's had his movie cameo, that's right, in 2017, and the Ron James biopic Choices. A decade in, Landau remains humble, especially during those post-show meets and greets. He says he identifies with folks who stick around to talk. Down-to-earth, salt-of-the-earth folks. Those are the best kind of folks I like, too. Hardworking, taking care of their families, giving back to the communities. He says that's what's the best of America is all about. He wouldn't be here without them. So Landau is there because of them, with a smile on his face and a song in his heart. And it's really a beautiful story. And we're so honored to have him here on the show. And we're going to chat with him right now and welcome him to the Jim Masters Show live. Landau, thank you very much for joining us, my friend. How are you? And welcome to the show.
Hello, everybody.
That's a great entrance. I love that.
Oh, lovely.
Oh, yeah. We got to do the toast. You got the memo. Awesome. And you got a big glass. I like it. Yeah. Cheers, cheers, cheers to you, my friend. Welcome to the show. So tell us, Landau, you're used to being out there and amongst the people and recording and feeding off the energy of people like I like to do and giving it back. What have you been doing? What are some of the things you've been doing to sort of, get by with everything that we've been dealing with? How are you keeping those creative juices flowing, my friend?
Just staying in my studio, still connected with all the musicians that I've collaborated with, and painting around the house. Going to the lake, just doing things that I would normally be doing if I was at home.
Yeah. So cleaning out closets, painting, doing yard work, whatever it takes, right?
Grass, yeah. And I live on the mountainside, so I'm always on the mountain like a billy goat about to fall.
That's so. So you're staying connected with the fans too, right? You're trying to stay, relevant with them and connected with them at the same time.
Yeah, yeah, you always got to do that. So I send out, special thanks to, essential workers or just my regular everyday fans, all the time through email or, special gifts sent to them from my website and stuff like that.
That's cool. That's really important because I'm sure a lot of people miss seeing you performing because, you put on an amazing show and then again, you like to then mingle with the people after. Right now, obviously we can't do any of that, but yeah. So to try to keep those creative juices flowing sometimes with artists, it's tough because you feed off that energy of a, excited audience as well. Speaking of which, tell us about the early years for you. Were you the only one in the family that had this, gift, or do you come from a family of entertainers and people who also like to perform?
Oh, I come from a big line of entertainers in my family. Like everybody's a comedian or a singer or a dancer or something, playing basketball, sports, whatever. It's just like, I'm just one small part of that, and if people could like actually see my family like every day, yeah, it'd be a good movie. It'd be like another great version of Friday or something.
Right. Exactly right. I mean, like you and I were talking about, your story is really, and I know you've probably told it 1,000 times, but I think it's very, very cool. And it's very inspirational how and it's almost relating to what a lot of people are feeling right now with every, the loss and the struggles, and people that never even probably struggled before are really now struggling too. And those who already were struggling are struggling even more. You came from a situation where maybe, opportunity wasn't always necessarily there, but you somehow found different ways to sort of create the opportunities, maybe seize some of those opportunities. I mean, growing up first in West Virginia, but then going off to Detroit and the Motor City there. I mean, you experienced just about everything that you could see at an early age, right?
Oh yeah, definitely. So I moved there in like '84, so that was like crack boom. Like, so half of my friends were, at 12 years old selling dope on corners and things like that. And still coming back to the sandbox with me and playing with my G.I. Joe. So it was
right.
I didn't get it because I'm green. I came from West Virginia, West by God, Virginia. Don't you forget the by God. So I'm green to that whole city life. I was just like down to earth, but I adapted to it. I was just placed in a whole different environment, and I had to adapt to it. And singing, sports, and church, religion kept me away from all the things that I could have been a part of.
Right, exactly, because all the temptations and everything is there. I think it was really cool that when you guys were playing basketball and when things would get a little tense, you'd come out with like a Sinatra song that would cool things off for everybody. You just instinctively knew to do that, which was cool.
Yeah, because I grew up in that world up there where you can be great in the hood, but it's so like a lot of people in that hood that really don't want to see you shine. They don't want to see you make it. So it was just like if you were great at basketball and things like that, it could cause an argument because you just basically shining on him in front of regular people in the neighborhood. It doesn't even make sense, but it happens. Just like the movie White Man Can't Jump, when he was like, all right, I'm going to my car. I'm going to get my other gun. Shoot everybody. That's what it was on the playgrounds in Detroit. It's like you could dunk on somebody and you trash talk to the point to where everybody's mad. Now this guy's going to his car, he comes back, shoot up the playground, his innocent kid on the monkey bars or something like that. That had nothing to do with it. So instead of, keeping all that thing going when I was good at basketball, because I am, look at these hands. You see them hands?
Yes.
So it was just like, instead of trash talking after I did something like that, when I dunked on somebody, I'd sing "Fly Me to the Moon." She's like, boom, fly me to the moon. And everybody would like laugh. It wasn't a, an argument, nothing. The plays kept going and there was no back and forth. So it started to snowball into like something because, I would go to bars with my friends after I got a little older and they would just make me get up and sing those songs, but they would be cracking us like Def Comedy Jam.
Right, exactly.
Then I had a boss by the name of Paul Steele at Southfield Chrysler Jeep and Eve. I was working up there washing cars. And he took me out to the suburbs of Michigan because he heard me singing in the wash bay. And he asked me, like, why are you working here? What are you doing working here for me? And I was just like, yeah, whatever. Put my headphones on and kept on going. He was like, no, Friday, I want you to bring a change of clothes to work. So I want to take you somewhere. So I did that. That Friday, he took me out to the suburbs of Michigan. It's like a bunch of rich people in there, and he was just like, stick by my side. Everybody gonna look at you all weird because they don't, see that out here. But stick by my side. I'm gonna take you somewhere. We went into this, I think it was like a Mr. B's pub. No, that was the second time, but it was like it was like Mr. B's pub or something like that. And he went and got the microphone and brought it back to me. It was like, in a minute, I want you to just start singing. And then he told me to go, and I started singing, and the whole room just stopped. All the chatter in the room, you can hear all the forks drop, everything. It was just like, and he was sitting over there looking at me like, I told you. And I was like, wow. So then everybody started giving me all this money and drinks and all kind of stuff, and I started singing. I was singing all night. I was just like, I'm gonna keep on singing. And I went back to the hood, like, man, this is something that I could actually be doing. And then I started thinking of, the people who paved the way, the grandparents. So I started doing like nursing homes and abused children homes and things like that, or battered women places. I started doing all of these things, and just basically God was grooming me the whole time. And by the time I got to television, I was just ready. It was just like singing in front of my family and friends, just being who I am.
And what was that like? I mean, initially, did you have a lot of family and friends saying, you know what, your voice is like this golden voice. You got to go on some national show, whether it's American Idol or America's Got Talent or whatever. You got to get it out there. Were they saying that, or was it a decision that you just sort of made?
No, my family, like I said, the people that I grew up around, my family and friends, was just as talented as me. So we all just did it. We, did Michael Jackson in the living room, just things like that. Made up dance routines, go to clubs with matching outfits and just turn the whole place out. Like it was just that's just stuff that we did. And everybody's a comedian. Everybody has some type of, gift to where they can actually be on television and in a sitcom or something like that. It's
right.
But and a lot of them were people that said, "Oh man, you can't sing. You need to stop singing." Or then some of them just didn't like it because it was the music that I was singing.
Right.
I was like, "Man, why don't you sing Motown? Why you gotta sing that?" I'm like, "What's wrong with singing this? Do you feel like fighting me right now?"
Right.
Why would I sing hip hop?
Right.
I'm beat up, so I'm gonna sing something that's blue sky, puffy cloud music. You gonna love me by the end of the night. I'm telling you.
That's what I know. I've heard you say that before, and I think that's really cool because it's the message that material gives. It makes people feel comfortable, comforted, makes them feel good, relaxed. We're gonna have a good time. There's no threat.
Yeah, even with the sounds of the instruments, that's a pleasant thing, to hear somebody play a trumpet in a certain way, in a melody, or hearing saxophone, or hearing that upright bass. Or just the drummer who's driving everything, just always on. It's just beautiful. So it's just like there's nothing so aggressive about that. And
right.
That's why I love that genre. But I do all genres of music. I do hip hop, I do gospel, soul music, jazz. Work on country, everything. I've done the Bird of Paradise.
Yeah.
Dickens.
Right. I
I
mean,
done that song. I
that
actually done that song.
that's
Like,
that's versatility. Some people, they just have one niche. Their voice only lends itself to one genre, but you can really tackle it all, which is really amazing. It's cool stuff.
we all as people, we can tackle it all. It's all about just putting the effort in and wanting to do something. But you can't just be one side and not see this side of it. Then you just miss the glory of making it happen for the right reasons. You miss that beautiful moment that just
Right.
come from all of that.
That's right. That's right.
I was scared to go on television because I thought about the way people would look. About the way that I look or something like that. I never seen myself as like Don Juan or this pretty boy or anything. So I was just like, nah, I don't want to do that. And then I'm like, I'm from West Virginia. And then they started like putting out the stereotype of a West Virginian. And, I was just like, I don't even know where. But I was at the end of my rope. It's like,
Yeah.
I was like, I don't have anything to lose right now. Like, I don't care. If they talking about me, then it's good. At least they talking about me.
Which, right, exactly. And that's a really good way to think about it because, at that time, I mean, you actually were sleeping in a 74 Cutlass at one time. I mean, it actually got down to the core, huh?
74 Color Supreme, swivel seats,
It is a nice car.
Oh, you can take the vinyl and flip it over to like suede or velvet.
Right.
You can switch it over to that, and it was a lovely car. I loved it, and I would cut hair. See, like I have all these other type of talents. I cut hair. I used to cut hair for $1 in my neighborhood in Detroit. That's how I used to make money.
Right.
And it was just like it went from $1 to $5 a head, then $10 a head, and then like most of the street pharmaceutical guys would pay me $20 to $30 to cut their hair. So I was making like $500 a week just cutting people's hair, living out of my car. I go to the mall, buy me some Jordans, go to the basketball court at Joe Dumars Field House, dunk on a whole lot of people, Willie Mitchell, all those All-American McDonald's basketball players. And then I would come, go under my bridge. But it only lasted for like a year, but it taught me so much because I spent a lot of time with like homeless people and ask them how did they get there or why they're there. It's like a lot of them are like so happy at times because they're like, I'm free. I don't have, anything. I don't have to worry about paying my light bill. I don't have to do this and that. But, you have to adapt to that mentally, I guess. So, and I was just like, man, I see that now. Like I have nothing to lose. So what can I do with the gifts that I've been blessed with to make money for myself and provide for my family? So I started cutting hair, drawing. I draw pictures for people. I would dance at a club or something like that, just, doing those dance contests and things like that. And then I started doing nursing homes and places like that and started making, a couple of $100 here and there. And it was just like God was grooming me the whole time. And so once I hit television, I wasn't really nervous or afraid. I was like, okay, I'm at the end of my rope. This is now or never. Let's go. And all these gifts and all this gift of gab that I had,
Yeah.
television and make the whole world love me and at the same time give back something so beautiful, which is that genre of music. Those songs, the Great American Songbook, and you're giving back to not just the ones to come after us, but you're giving back to all the elders, the ones who paved the way, for us to have that type of music and things like so. So all the grandparents who don't get to watch Golden Girls no more, and all the grandpas that don't get to watch, Gunsmoke or the Rifleman. So they're sitting in their rocking chair and they're flipping through channels. They don't get to watch nothing. There's nothing on TV for them. So I put all that into play. I was like, okay, I can go in here and do Motown, but I can find any guy that look like me on any corner that can sing Motown. So where's the shock value in that? Where's the wow?
Right.
I was deeper in my mind, like, oh my God, I've been doing this Frank Sinatra stuff all this time. All I need is a bigger stage. Let's go. Sign up. When I go there, I start singing this, and they go, "What? I don't not believe it. What's happening?" And I was just like, "Yeah." And it was just like, "Wow, this is what you sing." I was like, "Yeah, I can sing anything though. If y'all want me to sing that, I'll sing that." So they was like, "Just keep singing that," and that's what I did, But at the same time, it was just like every performance was it's like a flashback of just
Yeah.
all the other stuff that took me to get to that point. So I loved it. I loved the way it blossomed, like everything. And then to actually win, and I didn't even go there to win. I was just going to, get my wheels out of the mud. It was like my life was stuck, being
Yeah.
robbed and being homeless, and then all this. I was just like, oh man, I'm
I mean,
done.
that's another thing that people they didn't realize, or maybe they've heard about it, but just prior to all of that, I mean, the house was broken into and they stole everything, including copper out of the walls on you
Yeah.
just before all that, huh? I mean, so you had everything. That's an unbelievable experience to have had happened. I mean,
Yeah, it was crazy, and they did it like while I was actually going around and helping at these nursing homes. I was doing that. It's like people got a hold of my schedule or something, and they just knew I wasn't there. They took the stove, the refrigerator, the washing machine. They just yanked it all out, so it was water running out of the house and everything. Took the chandeliers and stuff and all the copper out of the wall. I guess they needed to make some more pennies.
right, right. I heard you say something once, which was really amazing. It's not something most people would say after, these experiences, especially, you're out helping people at nursing homes and you come home and the entire house is empty and they rip copper out of the walls and everything else and leave the washing machine piping with the water. You had said something like, well, maybe they needed it more than I did. And God might have realized that.
I mean, just think about it.
It's a beautiful thing to say, Landau.
If that didn't happen, I believe at that point in my life I was so comfortable because I had started working for Jack Whitaker, the guy who hit the Powerball in West Virginia. I was making $33 an hour, and it was just I had remodeled that whole house, and plus I was singing in bars. I was making like $400 or $500 a week, and here in Logan, West Virginia, that's balling money, like cash, like gotta pay no taxes or nothing. So I was just doing that,
Right.
and it was just like I was good. I didn't even see it. I was just like, I hope I make a great record and it goes viral, or it, ends up going platinum, and then I can get into the music world. But as far as right now, I'm comfortable in this. I'm sitting here, I'm floating around. I got fans, I'm signing autographs for little kids at Walmart, stuff like that.
Yeah.
I was cool. And then it was just like, boom. And I was like, what? I was like, I don't have anything. They just took everything. So what do I do now? Oh my gosh. And I got like really, really angry. And then I said to myself, I'll get it. I'm going to rob every drug dealer that comes through this county. And there's nothing they can say about it. Who they going to tell them? Nobody. Can't tell nobody. I might get in a shootout here and there if that goes that way. But hey, I got to get up. But then there was this voice. It said, all you need is a bigger stage. And I was like, what? All you need is a bigger stage. You've been performing for your friends and family since you were 3 years old. Now you had nothing to lose. And then, like, right at that moment, the television in the room went to that commercial. It was Howie Mandel. I'll never forget it. Are you the next winner of America's Got Talent? Do you have what it takes to headline your own show in Vegas? Are you our next $1 million prize winner? And I was like, what? And I just got like chills all over me. And I was like, whoa. Got up, looked out the back window, and I seen this big crane, like a big bird. It was like bluish green and gray or something like that. It was like a herring or something. And I've never seen a herring in this part of my backyard. But it was just staring at me. Like, I was like, what's happening? And then I go back in the house and I just started thinking that again. I was like, oh my God, I have nothing to lose. Sit on the corner of the bed. Started thinking about that commercial, went in another room, signed up on the computer, and I waited. And then it all just happened. But it took me being robbed for me to take that step. It was like the fire under me, and it's amazing. And I'm glad that I was smart enough to decide to go this way instead of going that way, because I could have easily just went that other way and ruined it all. Like, really never seen any of y'all, never been able to give back to the people, never been able to share my blessing. So that's why I stay humble in it, because I know where I come from. It's like, no, this didn't happen overnight. This is like a long time struggle that I've had, because and the struggle is having so many type of gifts, so many talents, and then you're not even earning a living from it. Like, what is the point of being a great athlete? You're not running up a football field or dunking on somebody in the NBA. Like,
Right.
you know what I'm saying? Like, what is the point?
Right. Exactly.
I'm a bodybuilder if I'm not winning trophies next to Arnold Schwarzenegger or somebody.
Right. Right. Exactly. Right.
Around
Right.
all day for no reason. I mean, what? Are you going to be the heavyweight champion of the world? Well, why are you lifting weight?
Exactly.
Going up for no reason. Going to the grocery store, grabbing loaves of bread, just all strong.
That's it.
Don't make sense to me. So that's what I was struggling with. And
Yeah.
I went for it, and it paid off. And now I go around and I motivate kids to just never give up, never, stop believing in yourself, and forget about what everybody else is saying about you, because that was a lot of the problem that held me back. Also, was listening to the negative comments.
Yeah.
I flipped those comments into power. And that's basically what I had to do. It's just like, okay, when people talk negative about me, it's just like, I know I must be doing something right.
Exactly.
Unless in my heart I know it's negative. Like,
right.
That is my thing. You just can't do it, so now you mad at me. Don't worry about this over here.
Right.
So that's the way I looked at it. And I just kept going.
That's the way to do it. Man. Where do you think that comes from? That tenacity, that resilience to keep moving forward through all these things that have happened? Well, you could have just stopped.
I think it comes from go. Soon as your daddy lay on top of your mama, and you start having sex with her, and then you shoot out of his loins, you the first one to the finish line. You swim it all, you get to that egg yolk, and that's already in you.
It's already in you.
It's already in you from go.
Right.
It's already there. You just got to know it. You have to see it, you have to realize it, and you have to be it. Like, I remember an old man told me, you have to be somewhere bad before you can be somewhere good. And I understood that after a while. But then this is like another saying where they say, you don't, well, I just forgot. I just totally forgot what I was saying.
But you got to almost go through like a lot of the things. I mean, you went to the core of what could be the bottom to then say, what do I do? What do I do? And you took that and just ran with it. I mean, what was that like when you said, you know what, I'm watching Howie Mandel and he's doing this commercial for America's Got Talent, this promo. What the heck? I think I'm going to give it a shot. How did you just submit a tape or a reel, or how did you actually, what was that process like getting on that show?
I mean, it was crazy because it was like, everything was like connecting, it's like the universe was speaking to me when all of that happened. And it was just, my process of thinking was like, okay, I could send in a video, but if I send in a video, they don't get to see who I am. They don't actually get to see my personality because it's just me singing into a camera, and they might hear my great voice, but they still don't get the whole package. So I figured, since I'm doing Frank Sinatra, let's go to New York. Where's the best place to start singing Frank Sinatra music? Right. New York, Chicago, or Vegas. So I picked New York. So I saved up all my car wash money and I took a flight to New York, and it was just, you have nothing to lose. Here's the thing. As long as I get on television, I'm good. And if I'm on television and they don't get to like make these stereotypes or make me look crazy, then I'm extra good, whether I win or lose. There's no way I could lose. Even if I lost the contest, I still won.
Yeah.
Because I could easily go on a cruise ship and be the Love Boat guy. The Love Boat.
That's right. Jerry Bale.
Like, I go to any restaurant and make $200 to $600 a weekend. Like, so right. Like, I didn't care. I was just like, let's go show the world. If they love it, let's keep going. And that's what I did.
Mm.
And I always try to give back more than I take in. So it's all not even for me. It's for, to give back to my community or give back to certain causes that I believe in.
Yeah. As this was coming along and people were hearing your voice and you were on, each night and, the voting and everything that was happening, and you were moving forward and you were progressing on the show, Landau, I mean, what was that like? You must have been like, wow, this is actually happening. People are responding to your talent and you were moving forward, because they have, thousands of people that auditioned for that show, and you're moving forward and up and up. Were you nervous? Were you scared? Were you confident? What was going through your head as things were progressing further and further on that show for you?
It was kind of a nervous confidence, because I was nervous because I didn't want to like fall in love with the belief that I was going to win and then be disappointed. You know what I mean? So it was kind of like both. It was like I was nervous because I know I'm in front of millions of people. It's like I can't miss a word. I can't cough right now. I gotta hold back that sneeze on that note. I have to do this. Now you're thinking about all these things. I gotta walk down these steps while I sing "Fly Me to the Moon" for the first, 12 seconds of the song.
Right.
So all those little things that could go wrong. But as far as like just doing the performance and being in front of the audience, it didn't really scare me. So it's just like, let's just go do it. I've been doing it anyway. Now let's go see if it's gonna pay off, and it did. Like it really did, and I couldn't believe it. It was just like round after round, I started getting further and further into the competition. It was just like, wow, I'm actually in Vegas. It's Vegas week right now. And then the crazy part about Vegas week is it was basically like it is now. It's like I was in the pandemic. You know why?
Why?
They had no audience.
Wow.
In Vegas week, you perform in front of just the judges.
Just the judges.
This is the time when they start cutting people.
Right.
So, and I feed off audience.
Right.
So I had to go out there and pretend like there was an audience,
Right.
I didn't even look at the judge the whole time I was performing. And it was still, I don't think it was my best performance because I just couldn't feel it. It was like I was trying to.
I'm like that too. You need the energy of the audience and the response of the audience, and it lifts you even higher and you're already, high with it, but it lifts you even higher, which is really, really cool. So to be able to impress them as you did, even without the audience, shows real talent. I mean, that's actually a real test of the talent itself, that it wasn't necessarily even just the feedback normally of the audience that I like as a host, that you like as a performer. It's raw talent in front of these judges. So that was a real test for you, and you passed.
Yeah, because I remember they were discussing. They had like all your pictures on the table, and they started like cutting people. Like, oh yeah, and then they got to me, and they was like, I don't know. They kind of like blew this audition right this one, and I was just like sitting there listening to that, like, wow. And then I remember Sharon Osbourne saying, no, he just needs an audience. And then Howie was like, yeah, that's what I think too. Mm. And it was like, well, what would you want to do? And it was like, yeah, let's keep him, because all he needs is an audience. Once he goes to Hollywood, he's gonna be great. I heard them say that, so it was just like, whoa,
this is real. Yeah,
barely got through, just like that. That's what pushed me over into the Hollywood rounds and the live rounds, and then that way everybody got to see me live on television, which is a blessing. So
yeah. Were you pinching yourself? Like, am I dreaming? I mean, yeah.
I slap myself every morning. I woke up in the Sofitel like every morning in Beverly Hills. I couldn't believe it. I was just like, I would go outside and I didn't even know where I was. Like, I just remember being at the Sofitel for almost a year. And I stayed there so much that I actually knew the chef and I knew the doorman, and they got to like know me and watch me on television and stuff like that. And I caused like a 6-7 car pile up when I walk outside of the Sofitel and just going to the Beverly Center, like that big mall thing across the street from me. And it would just blew my mind how many people recognize me and all the stars that actually know me now. Like, and I met a lot of stars just while I was walking through Beverly Hills. I actually met Heavy D. I was walking through Beverly Hills right before he died. And I'll never forget it because I'm a big Heavy D and Boys fan. So it was just like to see Heavy D was amazing because I was walking with my wife at the time and Snap Boogie, the other dancer that was on the show with me, the little guy that was pop locking. So we're walking. He was like, man, I gotta use the bathroom. And I was just like, go in that gas station. He was trying to go in this gas station. He was like, no, you can't use the bathroom. So he was like, they won't even let me use the bathroom, yo. Yeah. And I was like, I don't know, let's keep walking. Let's just keep walking. So we keep walking. We get to like this coffee or tea shop or something like that. And I was like, go in there. And he walks up and he goes in. He just walks right past Heavy D and this lady. And I walk up and I see Heavy D and I was like, yo, yeah. I know you, man. And he was like, yeah. That's right. And then my girl at the time, she was like, I know who this is. I was like, you do not know who this is, but that's crazy how y'all can walk past this man and not speak to him. Like, y'all know who this is? And she was like, yeah, I know exactly who this is. Don't tell me. Like, Big Daddy Kane. And he was like, yeah, I'm tall, dark, and skinny. Like, that's me. No. And so I didn't even say it then. When Snap came back out, I was like, man, you just walked by. And he was like, no. I don't know, because Snap is the younger generation, so he didn't even know. And I was like, this is the Heavy D from Heavy D and the Boys. And then I was like, I did the whole thing.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Crazy, but then like he told me he was watching me on television and he was inspired and he was just like pulling for me and hoping that I won. And then like a week later, he was telling me that he was coming out with a new album like that November or something like that. And then like maybe 2 weeks later, he had walking pneumonia and passed away.
Wow.
Yeah, so that was doing that whole thing, meeting all the stars and stuff. It was crazy.
I just want to let you know, people are watching literally from all over the world. Renee says, hello, Landau.
Hello.
She's in Iowa. Linda in Florida says, welcome. Merlin in Canada says, hello. Crystal in Connecticut says, welcome.
Crystal.
And Anne in Southern California says, welcome. Jennifer Barry says, hey, Landau.
Hey,
Christopher Joseph in Ohio. And Mary Bishop says hello. I mean, this is cool stuff. Everybody is. Christine says, cheers to you, Landau and Jim. Welcome. Avril Britton, she watches in Hampshire, United Kingdom every night in England. She's a fantastic viewer. She says hello and welcome to the show.
Hey, tell her I want to get the Ronnie Scotts.
Merlin in Canada says she saw America's Got Talent when you won. Congratulations.
Thank you.
She saw that episode. She says also that this conversation and your story is very uplifting. Sharon DeMaria saying happy Tuesday. Danilo, who's in San Diego, he says, good afternoon, all lovelies from San Diego. Hello, Landau and Jim. What's up? And he's welcoming you to what he calls, this is Lovety Hall. Sort of a word I created. So this show is all inspiration positive. We have a cool time with everybody. Dream of Denver's watching. Hey, Jim and Landau. We love her. Absolutely. And Jennifer asks, Landau, where is your favorite Zen place to go? On top of the mountain in Washington and West Virginia there?
No, it's basically like on a basketball court. I rather be around a lot of, people playing basketball, just uplifting people's spirits. Like the guy who doesn't get picked up, I want to pick him up and then show him how to just shoot jumpers from the corner. That's all he did.
Cool.
But that's where I do all the thinking and just
on the court.
People skills.
Right. Exactly. Burke watching from Washington, D.C., Jim and Landau. Anne in SoCal says Landau is so funny. He is. You got a great comedic background. Linda, Landau, thank you for sharing your life story with us. and how blessed you were for the judges in America to see the wow factor you presented to us all and win. Remember watching that season, Landau winning was well deserved. Lots of love here on the show for you. As somebody also asked, let's see, they wanted to know, this is a tough one. It's very tough because it's like saying what's your favorite song. There's so many different songs, so many different seasons, so many other things. So do you have a favorite artist? Is there one person that you like the most? I mean, there's so many incredible people.
I would have to say it was Marvin Gaye.
Yeah.
He could do anything.
Marvin Gaye, yeah.
So far ahead of his time. Like,
yeah.
I realized that. Him and Stevie, it's between him and Stevie Wonder.
Stevie Wonder, Sammy Davis Jr., an ultimate talent too.
Oh, yeah, all those guys. But see, I didn't see a lot of Sammy. I didn't get to see Frank. I didn't get to see. But as far as when I was growing up, it was Marvin Gaye. Marvin and Stevie Wonder was.
They inspired you.
Jackson, but Michael Jackson was known more for his and his dance, like what I'm saying. But it wasn't. His music made you want to just. But Marvin Gaye could go. I seen Marvin Gaye sing a song, and if nobody believes this, go on YouTube and punch up Marvin Gaye, "I Want You" or something like that. And he's singing with his band, like in a rehearsal hall. He's laying on the couch, singing the song as if he was standing in front of a audience on the stage. I mean, that's the hardest thing to do is sing while you're like laying down. And he does it with no problem. It's just effortless. No veins popping out. He ain't screaming. None of that. It's so smooth. He's in a jogging suit with a stripe down the side of it. The beanie hat is it's unbelievable. I love how he does that.
Yeah.
That's the way he was. He was just, that dude was everything.
So what was it like? Yeah, he was an amazing talent. We lost him too early. So when you heard your name called on America's Got Talent, I mean, could you even remember what that feeling was like, Landau? I mean, you must have been on not cloud 9, but cloud 999.
Oh, okay. Here's the scenario of that. You have to realize, like I said, I didn't go there to win.
Right.
So it was like I was thinking once I got so far, I was like, okay, if I just get to the top 4, or if I get to this, the second place, I'm good because now I get to walk away and do what I want to do.
Right.
Once you win, you're signed to a year contract. So that means you go and do Vegas for a whole year. And I'm personally, I love Vegas, but I can't stand Vegas for too long. It's like I got to be there for 3-4 days, do my show, see all my fans, see all the sights.
Right.
Shout out Vegas to the world and then go back home.
Exactly.
So I didn't want to be out there for a whole year. I didn't want to be under contract with Sony Records for a whole year. So it was just like, okay, now I won. Now I have to do this. And I did it all, but in a sense, I didn't really want that. So like when I won, it was just like, you can see it. You can go back and look at the clip of it. I was just like, man.
Yeah.
I gotta, because the thing is to do it my way.
Right.
I'm so grateful and so thankful for Psycho Entertainment, Fremantle Media North America, NBC, Nick Cannon, Sharon Osbourne, Piers Morgan, Howie Mandel, the whole cast of everybody backstage and the producers of the show. I'm so grateful for them to actually believe in me and give me that platform. So that was just a blessing in itself. But at the same time, I still wanted to do it my way. I want to make a name for myself, then go on and build this whole fan base. And I basically still did that, but I had to do a thing with them for a year. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Right. It's part of the whole, right.
Yeah. So other than that, it's a blessing. And I encourage anybody to just go on the show. Like, it's always good to be seen in a positive light on television or radio or interviews, any of those type of things, because you can actually in today's world, you know, make a name for yourself and make a living off of it. So, you know, we're all blessed to have this right here. And if we use it in a positive way, you know, this pandemic and stuff like that, it won't even bother you. You know, because I'm a homebody anyway. So actually being home is just, you know, it heightened my creative skills. I'm making all kind of different music and doing a lot of different things. I actually just graduated. You know what I'm saying? Like, I've been doing a whole lot of stuff. Like,
Really? You just graduated? Yeah.
yeah,
Tell us about that.
I really can't.
Ah, it'll
Oh,
be in the book, right?
yeah. Oh my gosh. Yeah, you gotta hear that story. I'm not even gonna say it. I want to keep you guys tuned. You keep on watching now.
Stay tuned. Stay tuned. Speaking of book, you actually wrote a cool book too. Here it is. America's Got Talent winner Landau Eugene Murphy Jr. from washing cars to Hollywood star. What was it? What was it like writing the book? Tell us about the book. That's really cool, Landau.
Yeah, my manager hooked me up with this guy named Rick Robbins and Kathy Teets from Headline Books, and they wanted to do you know, a small story about, you know, my journey to, you know, from washing cars to being on television and winning the show and things like that. So it was amazing because I just got to just be myself and we just sit down with a tape recorder, pencil and a pad, and I just started talking, telling those stories, and we, you know, put it together in a timely, the right way that it's all supposed to go, leading up to that point. And it was good to like get that out, you know. And now I got like so many other stories right now that I'm
Yeah.
you know, we're going to end up working on this next book, and I think it's we're going to do way better than that book did, and that book actually did really good. So
Yeah, I would imagine. I would imagine too. And you
so
like, I mean, what I love too is when you're in studio, I mean, you really get into it. Tell us about some of those experiences like here where you're recording for albums and things of that nature. That's a cool experience, isn't it? You look really happy there and you're in your zone.
that's a dream come true right there. That's me in Capitol Records.
Yeah.
It's the same studio, like, you know, Julie Garden, Frank Sinatra, Nat King Cole, all those greats sung right there. So it's just like a dream come true to be there. You
Yeah.
know, walking down the hallway, you see all their pictures on the wall, and it's just like, wow, I'm in the studio. So, you know, all of that was, you know, part of making the first album with Steve Tyrell and Abraham, the famous bass player. You know what I mean?
Oh,
Just
yeah.
great guys from Frank Sinatra's actually, you know, band members. Guys back from that time actually played on that first album. So it was awesome to work with all of those people. Doppo, you know, and then you
Yeah.
have, you know, Bill Myers. I mean, just all of them.
Yeah. There's another cool shot here too.
Yeah.
So with the musicians and everything getting, yeah. That's a really great shot. This one is too. This black and white one.
Oh man, yeah, that's me and my band now. That's like, I guess after I won, and that's
Yeah,
that's Dale Roberts, Brandon Willard, and oh my gosh, I can't believe it.
going back in time there. Yeah,
He moved away. I can't. He's gonna be so mad at me that I can't remember his name. That is crazy. I
that's
don't
it.
see so many bass players. And
Yeah.
oh my God, he's gonna be so mad at me. Why'd you show me that picture, bro?
Now you got to think about you want to phone.
Steve Hefner. That's who that is.
There you go. I was going to say, did you want to phone a friend or?
Right. You know, yeah.
This
Steve.
is a cool. Now you're doing. You're speaking here to. What's happening here with this shot?
I believe that is at the Coal Miners Association or something like that. They was congratulating me, or that's the Miss Black USA Award.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
Like the host of like two of those and special guests. So it's been crazy, man. I got so much stuff to write about and so many funny stories. I had to just go to start, you know, doing comedy. I'm really
Right.
good and singing jokes.
You would be great at it. You'd be great at it. Absolutely.
Yeah.
I like this one too. That's a really cool shot.
Yeah, that was a photo shoot, at the beginning. Yeah, I think for the first, no, it was the second album.
That was for the second album.
Yeah, second album photo shoot.
And how did you like that process too of, making an actual album? I mean, that's really cool. There's so much work that goes into doing that too, Landau, right?
Yeah. It's interesting because you get the behind the scenes. You actually living the behind the scenes. Like even being on that show, I learned so much about television.
Yeah.
And like right now, I want to like actually start writing my own little skits and plays and things like that, and just start filming them myself and just throwing them out. Everybody else doing it. I might as well make me a Witch Project, Blair Witch Project. Is that what it's called? Yeah, something like that. Like, I mean, just so many things going through my head right now as far as entertaining my fans and just being creative for myself. So it's just like
Exactly.
I want to do it all. I want to do like all of it.
You want to do it all. Exactly. Carol Weber's watching. She says she's watching from Pittsburgh. She has seen you 6 times.
Yes, I remember Carol. How you doing, Carol?
Yeah. Pamela Perkle says she's in Kansas City, never doubted that you would win. And then Merlin asks, do you watch AGT now? Do you still watch it to see what's going on? And
I've been keeping up with it a little bit. I've just been still actually trying to stay busy for myself, so I don't get to watch it every night. But when I do catch it, I reach out to the contestants, like the Spiral Brothers. I actually like reach out to them as soon as I saw them on television. They were super happy, all in tears and overjoyed with all of it, and I just congratulate them all the time, either on Twitter or Facebook and things like that, giving shout outs on my behalf. So it's always cool to stay in contact with that show.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
After that show, did you get right into the studio and start recording as well?
Yeah, as soon as I left there, I mean, I had a manager by the name of Peter Rudge from Sony Columbia Records, and he was like the manager of, I guess, the Rolling Stones, the Who, spent time with the Beatles, all kind of people, He's like a British guy, and there's another guy named Mike Matsumoto, and Delph. Can't remember, John Delph. He was like the AR or something like that at Sony Columbia. So as soon as I won, they were actually in the audience. All the confetti came down. I did my interviews, walked the red carpet. I talked to them, and then straight to California into the studio, and it was just at Capitol Records, and then we did a lot of some of the mixing in Texas at Wire Road Studios and get them to check out in Texas, and which is Steve Tyrell's other hometown, and it was great. We knocked it out in like 2 days, and then all the photos and the bio and getting everything packaged. It took a total of like 7 to 8 days.
Right.
They couldn't believe it because they thought I was going to probably be in the studio for like 2 months.
Right.
Like, no, I can do this in my sleep. Let's go ahead. Let's knock it out. So I did it in like 2 days, put it out. It was all in Target commercials, Walmart, everywhere. You can pick that CD up, and it's still on Amazon and all those things. And it debuted at #1 on the Billboard and stayed up there for maybe 6 to 7 weeks or something like that. I was battling with Adele, Nat King Cole's Greatest Hits, and Tony Bennett. And that's like a good category to be in.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Wow. Believe it.
That's the good. So you were saying, like, what is it about that kind of music that really speaks to you, that makes you want to perform that kind of stuff? Like, for example, there's a great comment that came in here from Christine. She goes, so really, Landau is like Frank Sinatra's song, My Way. He's made all his success in his music career and lived his life doing it his way. We are happy for your success. So you're living these songs you're singing.
Exactly. What's the easiest thing you can do in this world? Be who you are.
That's right.
It's nothing that can harm you. You being yourself. And another great thing is, how do you want to be treated?
That's right.
So if you want to be treated a certain way that's, keeps you happy and your spirits up, why won't you do that for somebody else? You treat people how you want to be treated. That's the most common sense thing in the world. And just be yourself. So I have fun in it. It's not like I'm on stage scared. I do get, sweaty palms and butterflies in my stomach right before the show starts. And that just means that I'm human. If I lose that and I lose those butterflies, then I became jaded. And I don't want to be that. I always want to fear my audience. I want to walk out there and take that same energy of fear and turn it into my power. It's what keeps me moving on stage.
Right.
Tell a joke in between a song. It's what makes me keep talking to my audience and make them a part of the show. It's what makes me pull them in and them pull me in. It's just that fear that keeps us human. So
you nailed it with that. You nailed it. That is so true. So that just confirms for me too. You fully get what it's all about, because I've talked to so many people, over the years in my professional work in television, radio, and, Broadway actors and Hollywood people, and even myself working on television and radio. And that's exactly what we say, because people say, oh, well, those butterflies that come in just before we're about to do something big. And they're actually a good thing, because they keep you on track. They keep you excited and passionate about whatever it is. And you get the butterflies because you are striving for excellence. You want to be good at it. You want to connect. You want to, not. And if you lose those butterflies, you might also pack it in because you've lost the passion.
Exactly. You lose the passion.
So you got that.
People look you through your eyes, man. It's like you can pretend for so long.
Right.
Pretend until you shaving your head.
Right.
Like, how long can you pretend until you just go crazy?
Exactly. You know what? They're begging for you to sing something. I know we talked about maybe riffing something off for this lovely audience, sending you all this lovity. You have something special that you want to share with this audience?
It's summertime. I can sing a little summer one.
Yeah, that sounds awesome.
You guys ready?
And now, Landau, Eugene Murphy Jr. live on the Jim Masters Show Live. They're ready. Here
we go.
Drum roll. The musicians didn't come.
Hey, fellas.
Yeah.
The summer wind came blowing in from across the sea. It lingered there to touch your hair and walk with me. All summer long we sang a song, and then we strode that golden sand. Two sweethearts and the summer wind. Like painted kites, those days and nights, they went flying by. The world was new beneath the blue umbrella sky. Softer than a piper man, one day it called to you. I lost you to the summer wind. Ba-da-da-da-da-da-da. The autumn winds and the winter winds, they have come and gone. Da-da-da-da-da-da. Those days, those lonely days, they go on and on. But guess who sighs his lullaby through nights that never end? My fickle friend, the summer wind, warm summer wind.
Awesome. Thanks for doing that. Look at this. You're getting hearts and standing ovations and more hearts and clapping. And This is incredible. Everybody loving it, loving it, loving it. They are, you've really, really pleased them and me too. I mean, it really, you got such a great voice, but what it is, you know what it is? Just like those people who sang those songs originally, they had a good time doing it. And it's so obvious that you have a really good, that's, I think, why you connect with that music. You have such a good time with the whole thing and you're really into it and loving it as you're doing it, right?
Yeah, it's fun, man. It's just a good feeling. It's blue sky, puffy cloud music. It's like you can dance in the sky when you're on that stage, and all those fans is loving the memories that you're bringing them and bringing back to them, and the band behind you with all the shiny instruments and all the different personalities is on stage with you, and the camaraderie with your band members, throwing it back at the fans, and they throwing it back at you, screaming out crazy stuff to you, like, Landau, can you sing Country Roads?
Yeah.
Like, yep, I can do that. Yeah, fellas. You know, it's just all of that stuff, man. I love it. I love it. I love it. So it's just, I can't wait till all this is over so I can get back to it.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
never going to forget these moments. I'm never going to forget
Oh,
the
yeah.
things that I've learned by being, you know, a homebody.
Right. Exactly.
I'm just
You
going
always end up coming home. Right. Exactly. Right. Right.
hold on to that, man. It's beautiful.
That's like our friend Dreamer, you know, Hollywood and all of that in LA and everything, and then came back home to West Virginia and has her life there. It's oftentimes, you know, home calls you, the roots.
Down there.
That's right. Tell us about this album too. This is relatively new, right? This one, Landau?
Yeah, that was the latest album. That's titled Landau, which is my biological name. And we actually did that independently. I didn't do that with Capitol Records. I did that with
This was your own.
yeah, with Weber Works, a guy out of Hollywood, Florida. Him and Michael and all those guys, and some of the same guys helped out on this album from the first album, but it wasn't under Capitol or Columbia or anything because I got out of those contracts, baby. I'm a free man.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And it's just like, I'm doing what I want to do. I did a Christmas album independently.
You can't fence me in, right? You can't box.
Right.
Free
They
spirit.
box. They
That's
want
right.
me in that box, man. I was just like, let me out.
You're-
Yeah.
You're a free spirit, right? Exactly. Because that's, you know, that's what touches your soul and that's what it's all about. And that's how you can really express yourself when you're not boxed in that way. When you're boxed, it sort of takes away, I guess, some of your creativity and your desire to even want to enjoy it or do it, right?
Because you start pretending.
Right.
When you're placed in a box and you can't be who you are, you start to pretend.
Right. Right.
People who are putting you in that box.
Right.
And it's great for them because they're getting you to do what they want you to do. But at the end of the day, you got to go home and look in the mirror and say, am I happy with myself? Do I feel good about this? And that's something that I did actually on America's Got Talent too. Because I remember one night they gave me a makeup artist. And they put like all this makeup on my face. And I did the show and everything. And it was just like, and I went back to my hotel room and I walked through the living room part, and I was going into my bedroom, and there was a mirror on the wall. And I seen, like, out of my peripheral, I seen my face, and I stopped and backed up.
Like, that's not me.
I looked in the mirror like, what?
Who's that?
And I went in the bathroom, and I washed it off. And then the next day when I went back, they sent that lady in there again. I was like, no, just give me the little blue sheets of paper that takes the shine off my nose.
That's right, yeah. Right.
I couldn't even recognize myself. I walked past that mirror and it was just like, you ever seen the movie, Gemini Man? You notice how he looks as the younger guy versus, that's what it looked like. It was like, my face was like lighting. Pulled back and all nice and neat. I was like, what? I don't even have like, what happened to my eyelids? Like,
where's Landau? Right.
It was so creepy. I had to like take it off.
Yeah.
like I'm never gonna do that again. So I
Because
never.
it wasn't representing who you are, you.
Yeah,
It wasn't.
feeling like Michael Jackson.
Right.
I was like, oh my God, I'm about to be white.
It's a.
Like next they gonna try to cut my hair off and make me look like Frank Sinatra for real.
That's it. Yeah. That's it.
Like I can't do that. I'm sorry. I am the Sinatra of soul.
Sinatra of soul. That's right. Exactly. We have.
Kool-Aid. Y'all like that Kool-Aid?
Is that what that is?
Yeah, that is called grape lemonade Kool-Aid.
And this is Trader Joe's pink lemonade.
There you go, man. Give me another shot of that, please.
Look at this. We've got an assistant.
That's what you do when you're a baller. You get Kool-Aid.
You get Kool-Aid as much as you want for life. You win America's Got Talent and you get Kool-Aid whenever you want it.
Free supply of Kool-Aid, man.
That is it. We have there's a clip here that I want to show, which is kind of cool that they had sent along from the Washington office, and we'll set that up here. And I think it's a promo that shows a good deal of your body of work. So we'll take a look at that. Some really cool stuff here with Landau in action, and then we'll be right back to chat a little more. Here we go, everybody. Enjoy.
Before this all began, I was just a normal guy living in Logan, West Virginia. I never dreamed of being here. I really just wanted to sing without getting booed. I had to believe in myself, first of all.
All right, well, good luck.
And each time I do, just the thought of you makes me stop just before I begin, because I've got you under my skin. I took the blows and didn't know. That moment where I had my head in my hands was everything to me. That stamped it. Everything that I've ever done as far as entertainment just flashed before my eyes. It was like it was all well worth.
Landau's gone from car washer to crooner extraordinaire. Could I see him in Vegas tomorrow? Absolutely.
If I didn't think it was worth once to try.
Boy, we're back. This America's Got Talent winner went from washing cars to headlining in Vegas.
Landau Eugene Murphy Jr. went from living in his car to living the dream as the $1 million champ of America's Got Talent.
We are here for such an exciting show for Amateur Night at the Apollo. I am standing next to you. I hope you recognize him, Mr. Landau Eugene Murphy Jr.
So what would you tell other young people about following their dreams?
Just keep your feet on the ground, stay humble, and always respect your elders.
It's just so fun. Like, you listen to it, and like he said, it just kind of lifts you up. It's just fun. It just puts you automatically in a good mood.
Yeah, it doesn't matter what kind of mood you're in. You end up in a good mood by the end of it.
I go to sleep and keep grinning. If this is just the beginning, my life is going.
I'm a very easy audience member. I've been to a lot of shows here. I think this was easily the best show I've ever been to.
Like the beat of the tum-tum when the jungle shadows fall. Like the give him a mic. Where's the mic at?
I thought it was absolutely wonderful. I think he's one of the best entertainers I have ever seen.
He's the winner of this year's America's Got Talent, Landau Eugene Murphy Jr., teaming up with Judith Hill for Baby It's Cold Outside.
Feel it stay. Maybe it's cold outside. I've got to go away. Maybe it's cold out there. What is a man? What has he got? If not himself, then he has not to say the things he truly feels, and not the words of the one who lives once to try. I jump right on a big bird, then I fly. I've been a puppet, a pauper, a pirate, a poet, a pawn and a king. I've been up and down and over and out. And I know
it's awesome. He is awesome. He's just an extraordinary talent.
Mustang Sally, think you better slow your Mustang down. All right, but my heart just ain't gonna quit, and it will not buy it. I didn't think it was worth one single try. I jump on a big bird, and then I fly. Yeah, that's life.
That's cool. And you know what was really cool was watching you watch that. You had such a big grin on your face, seeing all that, remembering it all. It's cool stuff, isn't it?
Oh man, it's like yesterday. It's been 10 years, man. It feels like it all just happened last week or yesterday.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, when you think about it, I mean, how has your life changed? Of course, winning $1 million does that, but in terms of just in the opportunities that have come your way, and now you have this platform where you can pay it forward and inspire other people who might be in a similar situation you were in to say, oh, I'll never be able to do that. Or I don't have money. I don't have opportunity. I'll never be able to, share my talents, my gifts. You can now inspire people as you do to give them that boost up to say, you know what, you got it inside. Go ahead.
Yeah, that's the thing, man. When you're blessed, your job, I feel like our job as entertainers and the people that have been blessed to be able to entertain the world is to always pay it forward. That's how you get further. You always got to pay it forward to the next person who's just been down on their luck or who doesn't believe in the talent that they have.
Right.
Or, that person on the job who home life is not as good as being at their job. So you got to make them feel inspired to even go home and change the negativity in their home. So even when I was just working a 9 to 5, I was always this guy. Like, it was just like, I made people want to come to work to wash cars. Like, man, who am I working with today? I'm working with Landau. Oh, yeah, I'm good. Because I didn't feel like it being a job. This is what I do to provide for my family. I'm going to enjoy every moment of it. Whether I'm just picking on my boss or the manager or cracking jokes in the wash bay with my, the workers around me, or just laughing at salesmen or whatever it may be that gets you through that day so you don't have to have all that anger inside of you. So many people are so mad. Angry. And it all boils down to, money, politics, and religion. And it's all just opinions. You know what I'm saying? I just have no place for it, I love earning money. I love the fact that, I've been blessed with a talent to, share with the world, and people love me for that talent. And I'm actually, if I didn't have my fans, I would be singing in the shower or still, at a car wash and all of that. So I'm so grateful for all of that. So that's why I have to pay it forward. It's not like, oh, I'm just deciding today I'm going to be a good person. No, I'm a good person all the time. I just want to be a good person all the time because I want people to treat me the way that I treat other people. And if I see you down on your luck and I'm able to help you, I'm probably 100% going to do that. And if you see me the same way, do the same for me. I'm not begging you for anything. You're not begging me for nothing. But it's just the normal humanitarian thing to do. Like,
that's what it is. That's what it is. You're amazing. You really, really are. Is there anything you haven't done yet that you still want the Kool-Aid? Is there anything that you still haven't done yet? I mean, you've got so many things that you want to do too, right?
Yeah, so a lot of things that I haven't done yet, like, writing a movie script, or actually, being in more movies, things like that. And then, like I said, just paying it forward and giving back and pulling somebody else up along the way. Maybe one day I'll be, the good version of Suge Knight. You know what I'm saying? Like, I can be, a mogul or a CEO on my own record company or whatever. So it's just all of those things, but you still want to inspire everybody. You don't want to just take your talents and keep them to yourself like the Grinch, and then just when you die, it's placed on this shelf, and now nobody gets the blueprint.
Right.
You want to pass on that blueprint especially to the generations to come. And then if you change the music to where it's happy and not so angry, then you can change your environment. You can change the way people treat you at the grocery store. I mean, if someone's listening to like murderous stuff all day, when they bagging your groceries, they thinking about hurting you. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, so you gotta give them something to smile at. You need to come up with a version of music that's always positive. And it's like we just lost. It's like being positive is for suckers now or something. Like, no, you're too positive for me. I don't want to hang out with you. You're too positive. Like, that's crazy. I want to hang out with all positive people. You're a positive thinker, you can hang with me, and I will hang with you. And we put all our ideas together, come up with a better world. It's
That's what it is.
so simple, but so hard.
Just one step in front of the other, right? You gotta.
Yeah, you have to.
Yeah. It's really amazing. So when you came back after winning America's Got Talent and you came back for the first time back home to West Virginia, what was that like? What was the response and the feeling?
Oh, man, that was amazing because, I knew everybody was going to be happy about it because I'm from their hometown and everything. But the way they responded, I didn't see that coming. I mean, I had a huge parade. And I remember before I went on America's Got Talent, this is how I know that it was bigger than me. It was like after I got robbed, I was feeling really bad. Like I wanted to do so many bad things to
get back.
To get back. But I'm glad that I had that other epiphany. So it was just, after I signed up, I went outside and I looked up in the sky and I seen a double rainbow in the sky. And I didn't understand it because I was like, I've never seen a double rainbow. It was like a rainbow and then a rainbow under it. I couldn't believe it. It was just like, wow. So fast forward, I go on to Hollywood, do all that stuff. I'm sitting on Robbie Amell from True Jackson and Revenge off of HBO. I'm sitting on his balcony at his condo. We're just sitting out there having some Coronas and it starts raining. It's like California. He was like, look, man, now you brought the rain and there's a double rainbow. So that's 2 double rainbows that I saw. Now, when I come home after winning, they give me a huge parade and give me my own street, my own holiday. While I'm in this parade, one of the photographers says, Landau, look behind you. There's a double rainbow. So now there's 3 double rainbows. 3. That's a total of 6 rainbows. And at the time, I won season 6. So those things, like, to me, meant so much. It was just like, wow, it's all lining up perfect. And it's like, the only person that can, like, defeat me is me. Being arrogant, not being humble in it, and just thinking that I'm better than everybody else. So, and that's the 3 things that I never do. I'll congratulate anybody at any time. I want the underdog. You know, I am the underdog. So just like I congratulate everybody.
Right, right. And that's cool. I mean, you've got it down. You know what it's all about. You really do. You know what life's all about because you've certainly lived it. And the fact that you really have such a good time, it's even in the, the clips and stuff, you could see that you're really having a good time when you're feeding off that energy of people. And I think that just shines. So you're like, it's like a double blessing. You're not just, there's some people who have a great voice, but they don't like performing. They don't want to be around people, but you love being around people and like performing and have the talent and the great voice. So it's like a win-win combo. You're lucky, blessed.
Yeah, I got like the perfect story though. Like I tell this story in my concerts, and whoever's watching that's been in my concerts, they probably heard this story before. But for those of you who have not been to my show, this is one of the stories that I tell. And it's a true story, and it goes like this. When I got home from America's Got Talent, well, they signed me to a confidentiality contract, so I couldn't tell anybody what I had. My mom, nobody could know, or I forfeit my $1 million. Because those are called spoilers in Hollywood, you know?
Yeah.
So it's like I couldn't tell anybody. But then it aired on television May 31st. And I couldn't go outside. I went outside to take my trash out and I caused like a 5-car pileup. People were throwing rocks at my window trying to get me to sign their babies. You know what I'm saying? Like, Landau, come sign my baby, please. I'll go down there, I'll sign the baby's diapers or their onesie or something like that. It was crazy. Like this, I'm not making this up at all. So then I would, just to be normal, I would just keep doing normal things. I was going to Walmart. I love going to Walmart. So I would go to Walmart, but I would get stuck in Walmart from 2 in the afternoon to 11 o'clock at night. I was signing autographs and taking pictures with everybody, and they would never let me leave. I'll be sitting there with my eggs, half of them cracked because people been squeezing on me, everything. So it was crazy. But then I was like, okay, I know how I can fix this situation. I just go to Walmart at 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning. Bad idea. So many freaky people in Walmart at 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning. So I'm in there. But one day I'm like 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning, I'm pushing my cart, and then I see this elderly white man walk up next to me, and he goes, and then he looks back and he looks at me again. He says, hey, boy. Hey, boy. And I turned around and said, yes, sir, how you doing? He was like, aren't you that Landau Murphy Brown Calrissian fella? And I was like, yes, sir, I'm Landau Eugene Murphy Jr. on America's Got Talent. He was like, I know that. He said, I just want to tell you something. I was in the garage the other day just tinkering on my truck, and my wife was in the kitchen, just frying up some chicken. And I heard her screaming at the top of her lungs. She says, Billy, get in here. You've got to hear this, boy. He sounds just like Frank Sinatra. So I said, okay, darling, I got the greaser off the counter, clean my hands all up before I go into the house, you know what I'm saying? By the time I come out of the garage into the kitchen, I hear your voice. And I just knew it was Frank Sinatra. But about time I come out of the kitchen into the dining room, I hear your voice again. Swear to God, it was old Blue Eyes himself. About time I come out of the dining room into the living room, I sit on that sofa and I looked at the television. I said, well, hell, that ain't Frank Sinatra. That boy's blacker than the ace of spades. But I want to tell you one more thing, young man. It has nothing to do with your color. Because we love you down here. You inspire us to do great things, and you just breaking down all the stereotypes, and we love it. But I want to tell you one more thing, young man. You're going to win that television show. Because if you don't, we're going to burn the television station down. And then he hugged me. And I didn't know. I was like, oh, do I hug this man? But I hugged him, and it was just like, wow, that just happened.
Mm.
That just happened.
That's
And, that music does that. That music does that.
It reaches everybody.
I never thought I would be,
Yeah.
Never thought I would be, but I'm there now. I've been to Germany, I've been to China. You know what I'm saying? I've been to California, New York, just about all across. Only states I haven't been in the United States is probably Iowa and Montana.
Maybe Montana.
Iowa and Montana.
Montana. Put those on the list.
And Idaho. I think I've been to Boise. I've been to Boise. I don't know about both of them. I've been all around. I've been everywhere, man.
I like the way that glass just appears out of nowhere. It's just,
stretch on the throat.
There it is. That's magic. I mean, you also sang, for the sports teams, for the Lakers, and I mean, that's got to be
national anthem for the Miami Heat, Oklahoma City Thunder. For the LA Lakers, Jenny Buss is like one of my biggest fans. I got to meet Shooter McGavin from Happy Gilmore while I was there. That was amazing. I got to meet Principal Belding from Saved by the Bell while I was there. And I sung for the Rangers. I've sung for the Orioles, the Washington Nationals. I mean, just everybody, Washington Wizards. Just about everybody. And it's just been a dream come true. And I love every moment of it, and it's all about just, sharing your talent with the world, earn a living for your family and being true to your fans and yourself and giving back. And
that's what it is.
That's what it boils down to, son. That's what it is.
Merlin asked, how about Canada? Have you sung in Canada?
Oh, Canada. Here's my deal with Canada. I love Canada because I used to actually go to Canada. Once I became 19, 21, up in that age, I wouldn't hang out in Detroit because it was so bad. So I would go through the Windsor Tunnel from downtown Detroit into Windsor, Canada. Come out on Quillette Avenue and you go down that street and there's a whole bunch of clubs right there, like the Windsor Music Cafe and all these other places. And I would party over there. Like every weekend after I would cut hair and things, I would spend my money over there. I would go over there and party all night. I had so many friends over there from different places though, because in Windsor it was kind of like mixed. It was like, Haitians, Jamaicans, Koreans, everybody over there at that time. And I used to go over there and dance. You know what I'm saying? Be dancing in the club till you got to wring your clothes out. That's when the club was nice. You can have fun. You go out to the club and actually dance, show off your latest routine. But I used to do that. So I love Canada, but I haven't been back since 9/11, I guess.
Yeah.
I changed it because then you had to have a passport. And I didn't get a passport until after I won America's Got Talent in 2011.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. And now the border's locked between the two countries because of the pandemic.
But I loved it over there. I used to go over there every. I love Windsor, Canada. I've never been to Toronto or any other places like that. I've been to Niagara Falls, but I never went into that part of Canada or any other places.
And overseas too, like you said, you've been overseas. I mean, what's the reception like when you go overseas? It must be incredible.
It's funny, man, because they don't know how to take me. When I get off the plane, they think I'm a basketball player or something. They had basketballs. If I got off the plane in Shanghai and they had basketballs and footballs, baseball and stuff for me to sign, it was crazy. And I just signed all of it here. I signed everybody's stuff, took pictures with them. They all the way down here, and I'm up here like this. I look like a basketball player in Shanghai.
Yeah.
I look like it. It was crazy, man. But then I had this cool limo driver, and he picked me and my manager up, and I just had my backpack, and it was like a whole bunch of cars. But then he was like, "Where's your people, your entourage?" And I was like, "No, it's just me and my manager. This is my bag." My bag. he put it in the car, and they sent all the rest of the cars away. So we're like driving, going through Shanghai, and he's like kind of like driving, talking to us through the mirror. And and he asked us where we was from. And believe me not, man, this man said this to us. He was like, where you from? And we was like, oh, we're from West Virginia. He was like, oh, West Virginia, country, oh, take me home to a place I belong. I love country. It's like, what? We sit in the back seat like,
yeah.
And then when we get to Shanghai, it blows my mind because there's so many Americans over there, and they love jazz and blues and stuff. So they got a cotton club over there. They have all these blues and jazz places where all these people that's been over there for like 12, 13 years and they ain't even came back to the United States, but they just love it over there because the night scene is amazing. It's like all these blues and jazz and soul music, all these different types of singers. And I got to see that nightlife over there, and I got to experience, the culture and, the food and things like that. It was amazing. And actually, the man who took me to Shanghai was from West Virginia. He's from Parkersburg, West Virginia. Couldn't believe it. His name was Michael Craig Enoch, and he ran the Mercedes-Benz Arena in Shanghai, China. Small world, man.
It really is, Think about it. Absolutely. Landau, this is really amazing. I mean, you've really inspired so many people with the story and with your talent. And I wish you just nothing but continued blessing and continued success in everything that you do, because you've got a story, you've got a message, and it resonates with everybody. It has with our audience tonight, or worldwide audience that shouted out lots of levity as well. And they look forward to when you're going to be, performing on stage again and touring and all. But I mean, when you look at it all and you sort of pinch yourself, what are some of those things that continue to give you the continual joy and blessing and inspiration to continue doing what you do, Landau?
Just always, being able to live my dream, and the fans make you want to come back. It's like, the best drug on the planet. It's better than like any drug you can ever take. Like, that's why I understand why people, I do understand why they do it, because they're pretending. The ones who pretend have to do drugs. They have to do alcohol just to get through it. And the ones who are really passionate about it, they don't need it.
Right.
Because it is a drug. This is my drug. My drug is my fans.
Right. High on life.
Yeah. I'm telling you, I'm skipping like la, 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 and having fun doing it. Bringing all my band members and friends and all the guys that's around me is old. Like old men. So I get all this history and all this knowledge. Some of them are old young men in the mind, but I still consider them along too.
Right, old souls, right?
So it's just like, I love it. And then the people that I get to meet, people from Sweden, people from South America and South Africa and Uganda, like everywhere. People from Canada, people from Europe, just about everywhere. I meet people from everywhere. And they're big fans, and and they play my music. I got some people, they name their kid after me. I got people who name their dog after me.
That's amazing.
Yeah, it's all kind of stuff, man. It's just, I just never dreamed it would get to that point, but it is. It's way bigger than I could ever imagine.
Does it ever seem overwhelming at all?
No, only when I'm trying to eat my steak. And that guy comes up to you like, hey man, and he done had like 4 or 5 beers and he won't quit.
Yeah.
Come on, man, ain't you that guy that sung on American Idol boys? What is that damn show you wrote? Yeah, my wife over here, she watched that show. You gotta sing her. Come over here, Betty. Get over here. He's gonna sing you a song. Like, you said, I'm not gonna sing a song. I'm like trying to finish my steak. Come on, man, we voted for you. Come on, you can give us one song. Hey, Betty, get over here. He's gonna sing a song. Those when it becomes overwhelming, it's like, okay, I gotta go. Let me get this luncheon off. I'm out of here. And they don't. And so some people just they have no filter, and they don't know when to separate the two. But you have to be courteous. You have to be nice. You have to always be like, "Hey, sir, I'm sorry." And then the crazy part about it is, even when you say no because you're trying to eat with your family, you feel so bad because this is what I asked for.
This is a fan and right.
This is what I signed up for. So you can't be mad, but you have to be, to the place where you treat people with kindness, and you let your manager or, your bodyguard say, "Hey, sir, no, he's having lunch with his family. Can you step away for a second? He will get with you later." And then I make sure that I actually get with that person later if they haven't left the place.
Right.
They have to say no and then just, let them go. Because you got to realize your fans are walking billboards.
You got it.
That's what they are. If you come off like an a-hole, guess what they're going to tell the next person when they see you?
Yes.
I met that Landau, man. He was such an a-hole, man. Oh, my God. I might have my 5-year-old standing there. He wouldn't even sign an autograph for him. We voted for this dude. Can you believe that? And then it goes on, And it's just like you put that out in the universe. Them people will put that out in the universe, and it just have you all messed up. But so that's why I just make sure that I sign every autograph, take every picture. Not saying that I have to, because I know I'm a man. I don't have to do anything but, just live and die. But as far as where I know my blessing is, and I know where, my lifestyle comes from, it comes from my fans buying tickets, loving my singing, loving to see me on TV, loving to buy my book, loving to hear my stories, loving to sit and watch this. So I thank everybody out there around the world who's watching this right now from the bottom of my heart. Thank you so much, because without you, I don't exist. I can exist in my own mind all day. But as far as following my dreams, it'll never happen without y'all. And I know that. And I'm never, ever going to forget that. I'm never going to forget that. Ever.
Yeah.
And that's why I get to have 2 glasses of beer.
Two-fisted drinker. Yeah.
It's like, I got a glass of Kool-Aid.
You made it big when you get 2 glasses of Kool-Aid.
Right.
And when people want to name their dogs after you.
I know this, seriously, I have a fan in Austin, Texas, and they named their son Merritt Landau Merritt Bush. Merritt Bush. And it's amazing. I talk to them all the time. And he's growing up. This kid is maybe 5 years old now.
That's amazing.
Up there, watch.
Christine says, thanks for sharing your inspirational story with us tonight, following your dreams and being true to yourself.
That's right, Christine. You better do the same, or otherwise you'll wake up mad and bitter and disappointed, because people love to disappoint other people.
That's right.
You got to do that. What you do is you grab you a nice thing of Kool-Aid, and when it goes down in your body, you feel good.
That's it.
Tell them, Jim.
That's what it's all about. That's what it's all about. Clang. That's what it's about. And Renee in Iowa, you'll have to, I think Iowa's on your list of places you haven't been to yet, so you'll have to go out there, I guess.
Yeah.
You're a very talented young man, Landau.
Thank you, Renee. Would you tell everybody in Iowa that so I can get a show booked there, please? Because I would love to come see you guys. I would love to. I want to see all 50 states, though. And every other continent, every one of them. I want to go everywhere. Just spread joy and love, like Peter Pan.
Right.
Hey,
that's what, you're living the dream, and it's fantastic. It's really awesome. I mean, it's really cool. And it's cool to have spent this time with you, almost like a 2-hour conversation. I was really looking forward to this, and I appreciate, everybody setting it up. And you are definitely welcome back, anytime you want to come, Landau, just pop on the screen. You'll have your Kool-Aid. I got my lemonade.
That's right. That's what we got.
This was really awesome. I hope you enjoyed the time with me as much as I have with you, my friend.
Hey, I thank you. It's been a pleasure to talk with you, and listen and let all the fans listen in to the stories and things like that. Give a shout out to my boy Dave Damiani with Bending the Standards out in Los Angeles. And that's what we do. We go around the world, we spread love, and give people blue sky, puffy cloud music, and we bend the standards.
Yeah.
Just tweak them a little bit to make them fit in all generations.
That's what it's about, right? That's what it's about. Being good to one another. I keep saying, I hope we come out of this situation we're in, with this whole pandemic and all this. Maybe not going back to normal, but maybe going to better. We love one another more. We inspire one another more. We're more empathetic, kinder. We're less divisive, all this extremes. We just come together because we all need each other, right?
I think that's what's going to happen. Besides the people who are very, very afraid. Because the ones that are very, very afraid is like, get back, don't come over here, stay away from me. Why are you filming me? All this, that's how they are. And the ones who are passionate about seeing other people and being in the social settings, they're going to love you. They're going to be like, oh my God, it's so good to see you. Oh, I haven't seen you in how long has this been?
Right.
That's what it's gonna be. Everybody's gonna I just got with my family like a couple of days ago, and they were just we were all so happy to just see each other.
Yeah, right.
Like everybody wanted a hug and everything. It was just, but still, you're still like in the back of your mind, like, man, am I hurting him when I hug him? Can I stand this close to him when I talk to him? So it's all those little things that we have to balance out as citizens of the United States and around the world. Like, you have to balance that out somehow. But with all the scare tactics that's in the media and things that are actually true, and then the things that are false, you have to balance them out. Somewhere you got to find that common line to where we can all connect back with each other and enjoy being in that social setting, and sharing camaraderie and all that good stuff.
That's what it is. Absolutely. Absolutely. And Renee says she misses hugs.
Me too. Like I said, my fans are my fan base is from I would say, you see great grandkids, they're all the way up to great grandparents, but the real demographic is from 55 to 92. And all those people want to hug you. Come here, sugar. Give me something. Get on over here and give me a hug. Boy, I want to put you on that television. Look at him, women. Ain't it pretty? You know what I'm saying? That's what I got to go through. And then you got that old man like, hey, young man, I'm telling you, you're doing a fine job. You keep on doing what you're doing. I will love you. And I love them too. And it's just when we all hug. It's never, you stand over here and take a picture with me.
Yeah.
I'm the first person in the building, the last one to leave. I signed autographs for the gentlemen.
That's perfect.
I take pictures with them before I leave. Me and my manager are the last two people to leave the venue.
So you get it. Yeah. You understand, right? You could do character voices and animation voices, video game voices.
You see me, baby? Come on, man. Don't you see the talent? You better give me. You can be my manager in that part of my life.
Voiceovers.
Voiceovers, yeah.
That magic hand comes in. Well, whoever's standing over there giving it to you, I hope you give them a big hug.
I want to.
They're working hard tonight.
My perfect assistant. She's wonderful.
Christine says your life is words of wisdom to follow. An exceptional evening. They love it. Yeah.
Thank you so much. Yeah, everybody follow me on Twitter at Landau Eugene on Twitter, and then I got Landau Murphy Jr. on Facebook and Landau what? Landau Murphy on Instagram, all of those places. Just look me up, man. I'll be right there. And I answer everybody's questions on there, and I talk to my fans. I don't just have somebody run it and never respond. So you don't have to worry about that. And I follow people back. So
Yeah, it's cool stuff.
yeah, man.
That's it. That's the best. Well, a toast to you. I hope you enjoyed your time, felt comfortable coming into our world as we came into yours. Oh, they got to fill that so we could tell. Oh my God. I mean,
We're on the draw, man.
Is there a bar there and they're all lined up?
It's about 3 of them over here right now.
Oh my God.
Cheers, man.
Cheers, cheers, cheers. Best of health, best of luck to you and the family, everybody, and continued success, Landau. And we'll stay in touch and hope to see you at one of the concerts. And you're definitely welcome back on the show anytime you want, my friend. It was really a pleasure to have you here.
Hey, I would love to do it again, man. I love the fans. Like I said, everybody, you guys, everybody out there, stay healthy and safe, and keep faith. Walk in faith, not in fear.
Walk in faith, not fear. That's absolutely perfectly said. You know who agrees with that? George Burns agrees with that.
George Burns. And how you doing today? Yeah. I love George Burns.
Oh, he was great, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Remember when he played God in the movie? He was God.
Yeah, I remember that.
He was perfect as God.
Yeah.
That's it. That's it. Good stuff. Well, everybody says thank you. Everybody says blessings. I do as well. And thanks for all the time. We really appreciate it. You stay safe. You keep doing what you're doing, being you. And again, it was really cool having you on the show tonight, Landau.
Hey, thank you all. God bless. Thanks, Jim.
Absolutely. We'll talk again soon, my friend. Take care.
Yes, sir. You do the same.
Bye-bye now. Now go have some milk. You're probably tired of the Kool-Aid.
No, Kool-Aid all day.
Kool-Aid all night. Take care.
All right, bud.
Bye-bye now. Awesome. Wasn't it great to have him on the show? He's really amazing. That's Landau Eugene Murphy Jr. He's so funny. He's so talented. He's so passionate about what he does. I thought it was just funny. He had all that, the hand coming with the Kool-Aid. Wasn't that cool? Just want to go through a couple of the photos here once again as we travel through. I mean, he's really, really an amazing talent, but he really understands really what it's all about too, which I think is really, really cool. He understands the business side of it. He understands how you treat fans. He understands, the beauty of the work. He understands life. I mean, he's been through from the bottom all the way up, which is amazing. Like he said, from living in a car and doing what he can, charities, nursing homes, and so much more, to giving himself a shot, believing in himself, having that stamina and resilience to say, even after, they broke into his house and robbed the house, the whole thing. Just before he went on in America's Got Talent, that happened. And he said, they're not going to knock me down. This is something that I believe in. That's his latest album, Landau. Something that I believe in, something that I want. And it drove him more. He took adversity and he turned it into motivation and inspiration. And actually, that's a great message for everything that's been going on this year, right? When you think about it, taking adversity and turning it into something positive. Again, winning the 6th season of America's Got Talent was extraordinary. When you think about, I have another friend, actually, his name is Nick Fradiani. He won American Idol, and he lives just not too far from where I am. And again, the stamina and what it takes to pull that off. You have to really, really believe in yourself, because there's always critics. There's always people who, don't want you to succeed. And you have to really, really believe in yourself. And he did. And what's great as well is even beyond, as he mentioned, even beyond being on America's Got Talent, he created and carved out a career his way, which is the cool thing. He carved out his own career, because he wanted to make sure that he tells the story his way. And he's really doing it, you know? And I think that's, again, why he loves the material that he sings. It's really because it's from his heart. And the material that the crooners were singing, that's the stuff that he really enjoys. So it's really, really cool stuff. And again, if you you want to check him out, you go to the websites and you can see him on social media and everywhere else. And again, really awesome, right? Taking, again, adversity and turning it into true magic. It's a true American dream, American story, if you ever heard one. And I can see everybody's talking about, yeah, the time went by real fast, didn't it? The time went by fast. Really enjoyed the show. Thank you very much. This has been a great show. If you guys want to see it again, it's on YouTube, on my YouTube channel at Jim Masters TV. So check it out on the YouTube channel at Jim Masters TV. And we loved it. Yeah. Yep. So good stuff. Good stuff. And loved having you here. Me too. Me too. I know the time went by really, really fast. All right, gang. We're going to sign off for tonight. It was a pleasure having you here on the show. Just want to let you know, tomorrow night, we've got this guy coming on. This is going to be amazing. This is a professional magician. He tours the country. He's all over the place, Vegas, you name it. This is David Malik. Isn't this cool how this works? I could sort of disappear inside him. David Malik, a renowned magician and entertainer. He's going to be here tomorrow night. That's right. That's Wednesday night. And again, if you're watching this episode on YouTube at Jim Masters TV in the archives, then all you have to do is scroll down. This episode with David will probably have already aired. But tomorrow night, Magic and More with David Malik. He's incredible. He's going to be on. And then, believe it or not, on Thursday, renowned psychic medium and healer, speaker and author Artie Hoffman is going to be here on Thursday night. That's going to be an amazing show on Thursday night. You're going to love that show. Then on Friday night, this is a legendary actor and former heavyweight boxer, Jack O'Halloran. Jack O'Halloran is an incredible individual. Again, if you just Google him, you'll see his incredible boxing career, as well as he was in Superman and Superman 2 and incredible movies and productions. He's here on Thursday night. And then on Saturday, this is Suze Lanier. She was in the movie The Hills Have Eyes. Yeah, that horror flick. And she was on Welcome Back, Kotter and Three's Company, a lot of television shows, movies, and so much more. I was just talking with her today. I was talking with Jack O'Halloran today, and she's going to be here on Saturday night. And then from Celtic Thunder, yeah, you know the guys from Celtic Thunder. I've interviewed them many times on public television, on PBS. Ryan Kelly is going to be here live Sunday night. And he's in Ireland. So it's going to be like midnight or something like that, because we do our show live every night of the week. The Jim Masters Show live is on 7 nights a week, 7 p.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. Pacific, on YouTube at Jim Masters TV and Facebook at Jim Masters TV. So for him, it's going to be like midnight. And he's going to pop on Sunday. It's going to be awesome. Sing for us, and we'll talk about the cool things that he's been doing. And again, we've known each other for years because of public television, and he's been a guest in the studio, and I've interviewed him. He is on Sunday night as well. So, all right, gang, you know what we say here at the show: relax, breathe, love one another, breathe from the diaphragm, take care of yourselves, be good to one another. Not every day is going to be perfect. Not every day is going to be, lollipops and roses and all that jazz. So remember to relax, take care of one another, be good to one another, and make sure you breathe. Believe me, I have to remind myself to do that every once in a while too. Breathe. And as you know, before we wrap up, everybody looks for this too. I might be the star of the show, the host and producer of of this show, but I think you guys are the stars, all of you, you and you and you and you and you. You guys are the stars here on the Gym Masters Show live every single night, doing this well over 100 episodes plus already, 15 weeks here, even though I do this work professionally, launching this out of the home studio. Really amazing. Some final comments coming in here from everybody watching. And good stuff, good stuff. Great lineup of guests. Absolutely. Yes, from magic to the medium to the boxer. Exactly. Yeah. Very cool. You disappeared. Right. Absolutely. You got it. All right, gang. We're going to wrap up. Gym Masters here. Thanking you for your time this time. Till next time, tomorrow night. We're here 7 p.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. Pacific, live on YouTube and Facebook, Gym Masters TV. Again, a big shout out and thanks to the incredibly talented and soulful and authentic Landau EUGENE Murphy Jr., who is a great guest. He gave us a lot of time too, and we really appreciate it. It was a great conversation, not an interview. I call these conversations. Really, really a great conversation. Loved having him on and hope to have him back again real soon. For all of us here, thanks for joining us, everybody. Hope you guys have a safe night, a great night. We will see you tomorrow. I'll be here 7 p.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. Pacific. Hope you are too. If you're not, catch everything in the archives at YouTube. Good night, everybody. You guys are truly a blessing and a joy. Love you all. Take care now. Have a great night. Bye-bye.